Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K YouTube Live. And today I'm going to show you how I made a card with the Snowy Wonder stamp set bundle. This is one of the newer bundles that is going to be available to order starting tomorrow from Stampin' Up. And gosh, I hope I'm actually live out here. It looks like I am, but it's just taking a minute for YouTube to show up here. So, like I said, hoping that I'm live and good to go. Yep. Okay. Looks like we are. And all right. So again, I'm going to be making a card with the Snowy Wonder stamp set bundle from Stampin' Up's upcoming, although it's only a few hours away, starting on the 4th of September, which is tomorrow. Around midnight, I guess, Mountain Time, we're going to be available to purchase all these awesome new goodies from the upcoming mini catalog. So I won't have to say upcoming starting tomorrow. Yeah, so this will be one of the bundles that's available. It's actually a whole suite, and I have used some of the designer series paper from the suite as well on my card. And I'll talk through and show you everything that I'm making here as we're going through it. And thanks everybody for hopping on early today. I have a dentist appointment this afternoon that I kind of forgot about last week until they called to remind me. And I'm like, oop, I guess I better change my time to go live. So, all right, so this is what we're making today. This is the Snowy Wonder stamp set. It is very cute. It's got all sorts of little wintry images and fun things to create winter scenes with. There's a season's greetings, let it snow, and a happy new year sentiment in it. And again, just lots of fun little images. The coordinating designer series paper is called Snowy Scenes, and it again is part of the suite. You can purchase it separately or as a whole suite. And there are several images, the little, the snow globes, 2 snow globes, trees, snowman, penguin. I think there might be a house. I can't remember for sure. But in that designer series paper pack, there are a bunch of images that you can cut out. Oh, the little base for the snow globes too. You can cut out with the dies, and I love it when they do that. Or you can stamp them like I'm doing today and die cut them as well. So again, this is the bundle. Got the stamp set, and then the open dies here, your snowman, your penguin, the mountain dies. There's one here and one here. The little house die. There's a tree and tree and tree dies, and then there's one that cuts out the little hat, the gift, snowflake, the holly pieces. There's the berry, and I know there's a greenery one. Oh, and the little holly leaves on here. There's one that cuts out your candy cane, so all sorts of things. And then we also have the rounded one that you can make like I did the background snow globe with, or kind of a taller snow globe as well. And the base fits on either one of these, so you can use the base like I did with this one or with this one. So it fits on either one of the die cuts. So it's a great little stamp and die set. All right. Let me set that aside, and one other thing that I used on this is the Snowflake Sky embossing folder. It's probably a little hard to see because it's, the magic of video sometimes shows things a little better than others, but I did use the Snowflake Sky embossing folder to emboss the little banner that I've got behind my snowman here. So, all right, I'll go ahead and set that over here. A couple things before we get going. Today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time is the last chance you'll have to register for my Decorative Trees online class that I'll be hosting with Mary. The class is not until September 28th, but we're ordering some products starting tomorrow, so I want to make sure that I get everything ordered for everybody that is planning to attend. So again, tonight, 5 Eastern Time is the last chance you'll have to register for the class, so if you haven't done that yet, we'd love to have you come join us. It's going to be a fun little class. Details are on my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com. And I will link up directly to the blog post with this information in it as soon as I get done with the video here, because the blog post is actually already live. I shared this card on my blog earlier today and decided I'd do a video because I'm going to change up a little bit what I'm posting tomorrow. So, all right, thanks everybody for hopping in. I see Karen and Judy and Sherry and Kathy and Carol, Tina, Sally, Rosie, everybody, thanks for joining. So, and Linda as well, and Susan, if I didn't say hello. All right. So again, class registration ends today at 5 So make sure you're getting signed up because we'd love to have you come join us. It should be a lot of fun. And we got kind of a nice little group. So we're pretty excited to do this. It'll be out on Zoom. If you're not able to actually attend on the 28th but still want to do the class with us, we are going to record it. Or if you decide you want to go back and watch it again later, we'll record it. So you'll be able to stamp along at any point. So, all right. Again, let me know if you have questions about that. Details are on my blog. World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up! Is hosting an event on on October 5th for World Card Making Day from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Registration is open, and I know that I've got it I think I posted it on my blog today as well, so it should be out there already, so you should be able to find the link to it. It'll go out in my newsletter tonight. It's on my Facebook page, or will be shortly. So anyhow, so go take a look, get yourself registered for the event. It is free, but you do have to register in order to be able to attend. All right. Scrapbooking products. Stampin' Up! Has some new scrapbooking kits, as well as some new 12 by 12 papers that are going to be available to order starting tomorrow, which is September 4th, along with all the new holiday items from the mini catalog. They also are going to have some new scrapbooking products, so if you're interested in that or checking those out, make sure that you take a look tomorrow out on the Stampin' Up! Page. There's also a link on my blog today with the link to the digital brochure with the more information about the scrapbooking kits and scrapbooking materials that will be available starting to order starting tomorrow. All right, and then one final thing, just make sure you take a look at those online exclusives. This is only a very small sampling of them. Online exclusives, before you go ahead and put in your orders tomorrow, make sure that you get any of those that you're interested in, because those kind of come and go. They're not attached to any catalog, so they come and go, and you don't want to miss out on something good out there. In the online exclusives, there's a separate section in the online store, so when you go out there, go to stampinup.com and then click on the menu button on the upper left, and then go to the online exclusives, and you will see all the cool things that are available to order. All right. Again, let me know if you have any questions about that. And yeah, so I see Barbara and Shannon have hopped in as well. All right, my original card base is Poppy Parade, and I did my usual card base of 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 across the top, because that is my preferred card base, the one that I like the most. But I do like to show you that most of the cards that I make you can also do with your standard card base. So if you prefer the book fold one, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4 in the middle, this card will work with that as well. All right, so I've got a piece of the Snowy Scenes Designer Series paper, so that's the flip side of it. It's got the cute little houses on it, little snowy scene, but this one's got candy canes all over it, and I thought it was kind of perfect underneath the snowman image and snow globe image. So this is cut to about 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm using a little Stampin' Seal to adhere it to the card front. And again, it's Poppy Parade that I'm using on the card base. I went ahead and did this ahead of time because, again, it's not very exciting to watch me at my blank screen. So this is actually a banner. It was originally a piece of 3 inches wide by 4 3/4 long Poppy Parade cardstock. I took my trimmer and basically set it up so that centered it on my trimmer and did a little about, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch or so up from the bottom, and then trimmed in from either side, and that is how I got my banner in here. And then I embossed it with the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder, so you can get a little picture of that hopefully on here. So it's just got lots of little snowflakes on it. Looks like falling snow, and we're just going to adhere that to the card front with a little bit of Stampin' Seal. And there we go. And I'm just going to line it up here so that it's fairly even along the top here. I'm trying to get it so that it covers up and sort of looks like it joins with the top, and get it fairly centered as well. So there we go, just adhering that to the card front. Then again, ahead of time, I did some die cutting. So this is from Pool Party cardstock. Let me grab the die set here. And I just used this large circular die from the Snowy Scenes, or Snowy, I'm going to get these right one of these days, Snowy Wonder stamp set bundle. So again, just use this to cut a piece of Pool Party cardstock. And then, where did I put it? I also cut a piece of glimmer paper. This is from the Berry Burst Old Olive and White Glimmer Specialty Paper, which is one of the online exclusive items. So when you're out there snooping around, make sure you take a look at and grab some of this paper. It's perfect for the holidays. We've got, again, like I said, it's just sparkly glimmer paper, and it's white, so it works perfect for snow. And there's also Old Olive in there, which is also a good one for Christmas. And then I just took this same die and basically just cut a little piece. I don't know, this is maybe a little over, it's probably 5/8 of an inch wide. Again, no specific measurement on it. Just put it in the die cutting machine and zooped it through and cut it a second time so that I'd have a little snow to put on the bottom of here. And then I'm going to take this and sort of set it on here before I do my stamping. I've got the little mountain images from the Snowy Wonder stamp set and Pool Party ink. And I'm just going to stamp the mountain images across this panel. I'm going to slide that down just a hair so that like I said, I just generally want to make sure that my mountains aren't floating in space, if that makes sense. It's sort of do like in every other little mountain here. Just going to stamp it right across this piece that I've, again, of Pool Party cards. Whew, that was close. Almost ended up with a half mountain stamped there. All right. And just put another one of the larger ones on here. And again, you can stamp these at whatever interval if you want them large, small, or a couple of large ones in a row, a couple small ones in a row, however you want to stamp it. So, all right, I see a few other people have hopped on. There's Polly and Christina and Roxanne. And Linda, thanks for joining. All right, so we got that stamped. And I'm going to set this aside again. And then I'm going to grab my embossing buddy. And we're going to go over this like really well with the embossing buddy, because I'm going to do some heat embossing on this, and I'm going to try to make it so that I don't have embossing powder that sticks all over my stamped image here. So hopefully that'll do the trick. Usually it does, although about that time I say that, then it'll be a total disaster on this. But got Versamark ink, and this is a little snow image from the Snowy Wonder stamp set, and we're just going to randomly stamp it all over this piece of Pool Party cardstock that I've got here. And again, just randomly stamping the little snowy image. And I know you can't see it very well yet, but you'll see it in a second when I put the white embossing powder on it to make it look like it's snowing over the top of the little mountains. And I think we will call that good. I'll close it up. I can always stamp more on here, so if I decide that I haven't stamped enough, once I get the embossing powder put on it, I'll just heat emboss it, and then we'll do a little more stamping with a little more snow. So, all right, we've got white embossing powder from the Basics Wow embossing powders, and I'm gonna take that, shake it over, give it a good tap, and it looks like I got, whoop, there's a little bit here that I didn't catch. It looks like the embossing buddy did its job. I was trying to make sure that we didn't have ink stuck or didn't have embossing powder stuck all over the mountains, and so far we didn't. It looks like it's just the snow images that it's stuck on. The embossing powders do come in a 3-pack, so this is the white from that 3-pack. It comes with a pack of, it's going to get loud here for a second, of white, clear, and black in the 3-pack, and then there's a metallic set that's got gold, copper, and silver in it. So again, they're called, this one is the Basics Wow, and then there's the Metallics Wow embossing powders. And got the Stampin' Up! Heat tool here, which has 2 settings on it. There's a level 1 setting for drying, so if you're doing something like watercoloring and want to speed it up a little bit, the drying time, you can use the level 1 setting, and level 2 setting is for heat embossing. So I'm going to turn it here because I've probably been yucking about long enough for it to get heated up. And you'll see it start to turn kind of bright white and shiny, and that means that it's done heating. And you just keep on moving it along on your project. You don't want to leave it in one spot for too long because you can burn your embossing powder. And then it turns brown and yucky and not nearly so pretty and shiny. All right, make sure we got the last couple and kind of do a little once over just to make sure that there's anything that I missed that I get it heat embossed. All right, and we'll call that good. All right, so there we go. We got our little snowy background done. And I'm going to take the little piece of glimmer paper, the white glimmer paper that I had cut ahead of time, and we will put a little Stampin' Seal on the back of that. I better get over here in the corner just a hair. And then I'm just going to line it up here along the bottom with the die cut that's already there. And there we go. Stick the 2 together. Okay, so we've got most of the snow globe done here. Next up, I think we will, maybe, if if I can find it, go ahead and continue on with the heat embossing that we're doing here since I got everything kind of set up to do that. I'm going to grab the Versamark ink and the Season's Greetings stamp set. And I've got a piece of garden green cardstock. And again, just going to ink that up well with Versamark. Set that out of my way here. And you know what? I better grab my embossing buddy. This is in the embossing editions pack, which is one of the items that you can get. It's currently available from Stampin' Up, and it is a great addition. If you don't have an embossing buddy, they're fantastic. They basically kind of take most of the static out of anything you're stamping, and it minimizes where the embossing powder sticks anywhere you don't want it to. So places like if you've touched the cardstock and there's a little oil in your hands or something like that, or lotion, whatever, and you get a little smudge of the embossing powder, the embossing buddy kind of takes care of that for you. So, all right. Hey, thanks for hopping in from Germany. I'm glad you're here. So, and I see Drew is here as well. So again, just going to turn this back on and let it heat up a second. And then we're going to point it at our sentiment. And wait for it to start. Come on. There we go. It's starting to turn that shiny white. And we're just going to keep it moving right across. And give it a quick little once over to make sure that I've got everything done. And I think we'll call that good. And make sure, yep, looks like I got it all. I wasn't sure I got the whole G, but I think it's all done. All right, then I'm going to grab my Snowy Wonder dies. I'm going to give this just a second to cool off. I want to make sure that I don't smear it accidentally. And then I'm going to grab this die, which is the base for the snow globe. And the little sentiment fits pretty much perfectly right inside there. So I'm going to take that and do some die cutting. So I'll be right back. So there's my little die cut sentiment. And get those out of the way. And then I think I'm going to go back and we'll start assembling the card front a little bit so we kind of have the layout and know what we're doing here. I've got my little half Stampin' dimensionals all chopped up here and ready to go. So I'm going to take those and stick them, start sticking them on the back of the snow globe part, the pool party part of the snow globe, I should say. There we go. All right. Oh, I'm glad you're able to catch me live today. Like I said, I realized like yesterday that I had a dentist appointment today, and I'm like, ooh, yikes, I better change my live time. So glad you all are able to join. So, all right, I'm going to again just sort of generally put this so that I know that I'm not going to go off the bottom with it here, but anywhere above that is fine. And I'm going to take the globe part and we'll stick that down to the card front with some of those Stampin' dimensionals. Then I'm going to put a couple more Stampin' dimensionals on the back of the base for the snow globe. If you like to use whole dimensionals, you certainly can use them. I prefer the half size because I think they fit better on most places. So I chop mine in half, but if you like the whole ones, you can use them. Or you can use the minis as well. So, all right. Come on, fingers. There we go. And then I'm going to take my little base for the snow globe and just tuck it right up here next to and under. Well, technically it's over, but it's on the bottom part of my snow globe. And there we go. So we got the snow globe put together. Then we're going to do a little stamping. I did do one of the trees ahead of time just because it's duplicate. So I didn't want you to have to sit and watch me stamp and die cut so many things. All right. Got my little snowman here, again from the Snowy Wonder stamp set. And Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Almost called it Versamark, and I knew that was not the right name for it. And we're going to stamp that here on basic white cardstock. And then I've got somewhere on here, oh, here it is, the little hat for the snowman. Also going to stamp that in Tuxedo Black Memento ink on the basic white cardstock. There we go. And I did grab a couple of Stampin' Blends markers. So I've got Pumpkin Pie, light and dark, and we're going to color in the little carrot nose with the light pumpkin pie. And you probably don't even need the dark because it's such a small little image, but I added a little bit of dark here around the edge. And called it good. So not really a ton of blending on that. And then I took my light Pool Party Stampin' Blends marker and just kind of went around just to give it a little bit of a shadow around the edge of the pumpkin. Snowman. This is definitely not a pumpkin. So just sort of went around the edges like this. And again, it doesn't really add, you don't really even notice it unless you know it's there, but it just adds a little bit of extra on it. So that's all the coloring that I did. So super simple on that one. We got the 2 tree images from the Snowy Wonder stamp set, and I'm going to stamp those in Garden Green. And again, I had done one of the little trees ahead of time, so I only need to stamp one of the 2 here. And here's the larger tree. Make sure I get it good and inky. Okay. And then also going to stamp in Garden Green the holly leaf. So I've got that on one side of my block. And then close up my green before I stick my fingers in it and grab Poppy Parade. And then I'm going to ink up on the flip side of the block. I've got the little holly berries. So I'm going to stamp those over here. All right. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and run these through my die cutting machine. Let me show you which dies I'm going to use to die cut. So I've got this one will cut my snowman. This one cuts the little tree. This one cuts the larger tree. Then we got this one that'll cut out the holly. Where's the berry die? There, oh, there it is. This one cuts out the little set of berries. And then we also have one that will cut out the hat. All right, so those are the dies that I'm going to be using. So I'll be back in just 1 second. So. All right. I'll use a little Post-it note tape. Hopefully keep these in place. Come on, little holly die. There we go. One more. All right, I think I got a pretty reasonable die cut on most of these here. So let's take a peek and see what we've got. Got my little snowman and the tree. Oop, there's the little tree, the hat. Sticking these back on the magnetic sheet before I completely lose track of everything. All right, so there are my little die cut pieces. Come on, there we go. All right, and then we're gonna go back to the card front and we're gonna use some mini glue dots to stick on the die cut pieces. So I'm gonna start with my little snowman. Or snow woman, I guess it could be. I don't know if it's a snowman or a snow lady. So, all right. You guys have had some storms. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't. Yeah, it's been fairly quiet. It's actually a beautiful day here in Mendham. We're kind of getting into that fall season where we're starting to get a little cooler in the weather, which is always nice in my book. I'm not a big summer person. I much prefer the cooler weather. So again, just using the mini glue dots to stick on the taller tree in the background. And I'm going to use a couple glue dots to stick on my littler trees in the front. There we go. All right, I'll stick that little tree on there. And then I've got to put my hat on my snowman so he's not bald-headed. There we go. And then I'm going to stick on my little holly die cuts here onto the sentiment. So we're going to take that one and tuck it in like that. And I may take a Stampin' Dimensional and slide it underneath there as well. And then I've got my little holly berries that we're going to stick on over the top like that. And then I'm going to grab a Stampin' Dimensional. So I'm going to take one of my little dimensionals, going to grab my snips and stick it to my snips, peel off both sides of the backing. And then I'm going to slide it underneath here. Make sure I can't see it. There we go. And whoop, 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 come on. There we go. And then I'm just going to smoosh it down on top of that. And nobody can see that the dimensional is there, but I just shoved it underneath there. Yeah, so that it's stuck down to the card front a little bit better. So there we go. You're going to be 100 degrees in western South Dakota. Yikes! It's definitely not 100 degrees here, thank goodness. So yeah, not good. Yuck. All right, so we've got some iridescent faceted gems, and these are two different sizes. So there's a larger one and a smaller one. I'm just going to take a couple of these, and I thought they kind of looked like snowflakes almost. So that's why I went with these as opposed to anything else. So I thought they were pretty, added a little sparkle to it, and yeah, I thought they looked like little snowflakes. So that's it. So I added those onto my card front. Yeah, all right. Go ahead and get those out of the way, and then I'm going to do a little stamping on the inside, and we're going to be all done for today. So got Poppy Parade ink, and maybe, there's my sentiment, and the sentiment that says "Let It Snow," and we're going to stamp that on the inside of the card. So this is a piece of basic white cardstock that's cut to about 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. Close that one up, and then I'm going to go back to my garden green and grab my little tree images here, and we'll just stamp a couple of those on the inside, and it'll be done. So, all right. There's one of the larger trees, and we'll stamp a couple of the smaller ones here. Maybe go up a little bit with that one, and then we'll stamp another one of the larger trees over on this side. And then one of the smaller trees next to it. And I think we'll call it good and be done with it. All right, close that one up and grab some Stampin' Seal. We're going to adhere this to the inside of the card, and that's going to be it for today. All right. So there we go. All right, I'm going to grab the bone folder and give it a quick little crease along the edge here. Just to make sure I've got a good solid crease on it. And there we go. So that's it. So this is my original card with the top fold. This one's my card with the side fold. So this one works with either one of the card bases, whichever one you prefer. Yeah, that's it. So again, I will post a link to the blog post with all the details for this and the printable PDF tutorial and all that good stuff that I do with all of my blog posts. I'll post a link to that in the description of this video so you can find it there. Make sure you're getting signed up today, which is the 3rd of September for the class by 5 o'clock for the Decorative Trees class. If you want to join us for that, we'd love to have you. And then last thing is just making sure that tomorrow you've got your list ready for the holiday catalog, the new September to December 2024 mini catalog that'll be going live for ordering, where you can get all of this awesome stuff in it, and as well as take a look at those scrapbooking pages that you can order tomorrow as well. So thanks everybody for joining. I will plan to be live around 2 o'clock Eastern time on Friday, and then again around 2 o'clock Eastern time next week, Tuesday. Hopefully I don't have any more dentist appointments I forgot about. So thanks everybody for hopping in a little early, and we will see you all soon.